How do? I have finally got a Bitt Boy. I've seen a lot of these floating around and I wondered whether they were just really crappy knockoffs or if they're actually any good. It just has the usual blurb on the side of the box, as all generic clone systems have. You know, the size of the screen, what it supports, screen brightness, battery life, and TV out, which would be quite interesting because the little crappy one I did a while back had TV out and that wasn't actually that bad. So I don't know what it's like, but we're gonna have a look now. Right, it's a lot smaller than what I was expecting. It comes in this little bag, and that is it. It's very dinky. I've got a DMG Game Boy here to compare it to, so that's the size difference. It's kind of like a hybrid between this and the Game Boy Color, because the back has got that slant on it, you know, where the cartridge goes. Let's get rid of this film. And it looks really nice. And so let's see how the buttons feel. And they feel really nice. They're very responsive. They don't feel spongy. Start and select are clicky, and the D-pad feels great too, and has got a pivot point, so that's great news. Around the rest of the system, we've got your micro SD slot there, your power switch, nothing on that side, your micro USB charger point, your headphone jack, and I presume your TV out is that socket as well, and nothing on that side. On the back you've got the battery compartment there. It's a nice little battery. I don't know how many hours it lasts. It'll probably be a few hours with it being a bright screen. It should last about maybe 4 hours, 2 to 4 hours probably. Right, so switch it on. Okay, so that looked like it's running on Linux system, and I don't know what any of this stuff is. What have we got? Cannonball, Cave Story. Oh, I've seen that. It's a ROM hack. Doom, that'd be quite interesting. Digger. Open Beats of Rage. Now that could be good. I've got Open Beats of Rage on the Dreamcast, and it's been years since I played it, but that was really good. Some nice hacks on there. I don't know what most of these are. Quake 2, yeah. King of Fighters. Don't know what these are. Wolfenstein 3D. And Streets of Rage Remake. Now that would be very interesting, because I've tried to put that on the Raspberry Pi and failed miserably. Some people have managed to do it, but I don't know how. Okay, so let's just cycle through the menu with this button. So that's settings, skins, power. What else have we got? These, not got a clue. MP3 player, pretty self-explanatory. I don't know what they are. And the emulators. So at the top there we've got Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, NES, SNES, Master System, Mega Drive, Atari 2600, Lynx, PC Engine, PS1, MAME Arcade. Again, that'll be a tester for the system. Neo Geo, DOS, Wonder Swan. I don't know what they are. Game Boy Rumble, Game Boy Advance Rumble. Don't know. I'm not going to go into every single emulator and see what they're like. I'm just going to go for a couple of obvious ones, like Super Nintendo. So we'll have a look at that. And I've preloaded this SD card with games already, so we'll see what they look like. I'm just going to go for a common title. Okay, so you know, well, let's just go straight to either something like Street Fighter 2 or Super Mario. What have you got? Oh, there you go, Street Fighter 2. So we'll try Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So to turn the volume up, you have to hold select and press these buttons here. I think that one's the brightness, up and down. That's as loud as it goes. And the screen quality on this is absolutely amazing. I mean, I've not seen a small handheld that looks this clear. I think probably new IPS screens for like Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy will be very similar. Alright, I'm going to get my ass kicked on this, but it's worth a try. I mean, I don't know if it shows up properly on camera, but that looks absolutely crystal clear. Although I'm getting my head kicked in, the buttons are responsive. Should have set that to easy really, but never mind. The sound is very echoey. It is actually probably true to the Super Nintendo, because that has a lot of reverb on it, but I think this just enhances it a bit more because it's just a tiny little speaker. It makes it sound a little bit worse. Right, I'm obviously getting fucking battered with that game, so I'm trying to figure out how to get out. There we go. Right, I'm going to try a Mega Drive game. So start to exit. Now, these ROMs take a while to load up because I put every game on there for the system. They take quite a while to load up. For this one, I'm going to do my favourite, which is Streets of Rage 2, because I'm very familiar with that game. Streets of Rage 2. Again, the clarity is just so crystal, it's just absolutely perfect. I can tell straight away it's not proper stereo. It's obviously with a single speaker it's going to be mono. Would have been nice if they fused it all together, just to have it all coming out of one speaker, but never mind. I mean, this is playing absolutely effortlessly. The buttons are not spongy in the slightest, it's just absolutely perfect. And I can't get over the sharpness and the clarity of this screen. It's just absolutely amazing. Yeah, that is spot on. Okay, we'll get out of that. Try to get out of that. Okay, so we'll try. Let's see what Game Boy's like. Again, I'm going to go for an obvious one, which will be Mario. So Mario Land 2, that will look cool. Oh, this is the DX version. Not a good example to demonstrate the Game Boy. We haven't got standard textures. Oh, we'll just do Tiny Toons. We'll see what that looks like. Oh, this is oh, maybe these are all Game Boy Color ones I've selected. Well, anyway, good tester. I'm pretty sure a Game Boy Color doesn't look as good as this. That's pretty smart. Okay, I want to try the original DMG. It's always interesting. A lot of emulators I've used for the Game Boy, I've used on like the PSP or the Wii, and Game Boy. Yeah, they just don't look right. They're just the screen tone. I mean, to get as close as possible, it needs to be the green coins. That's better. And wow, that tone is pretty much perfect. That is just like an original Game Boy. Whoops. And this would be a perfect way to play Game Boy games because you're getting the original look of it. And although the console's a little bit smaller, you're kind of getting the original feel as well. That's nice. Right. God, why is it different buttons every time you quit? There we go. Right, so the tougher ones now, which is going to push the system, is going to be arcade. I didn't load any arcade games onto this, so I think it does have a few built in. Final Fight. Why not? TA run. Good so far. And of course, arcade you have to put coins in. Okay. That's struggling a little bit there. It feels alright. The music is suffering badly. It sounds a bit gritty. Oh, it's playing smoothly enough. Pretty sure you're supposed to do an off the wall jump there. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that doesn't look too bad. Right, if the arcade can work relatively well, I'm sure Neo Geo will. Let's have a look at the rest of the stuff. So Doom, that'd be very interesting. Oh, it doesn't look too bad so far. Oh wow, that actually works really well. Although I can't control it properly because there's something you really need a control pad for. What's the music like? I really didn't think this would run on there, but there we go, this is actually pretty good. That works perfectly fine. Okay, so can't try Open Beats of Rage because I haven't got it, but I do want to try Streets of Rage Remake. Looking good. Oh, we've got a different lineup here. Now the version I've got doesn't have all these characters. Change the colours. Oops. Does it play well? That's the thing. Seems a little bit sluggish. Yeah. I mean, the music sounds fine. Just the overall pace of the characters. Maybe there's a setting we can change to get this right. It's still playable though. It's a bit slower. Maybe pick a faster character, it might be alright. Like Blaze, she's quite quick, so. I did have struggle putting games on this when I put the SD card in, because when you put it in Windows, it just comes up with boot, which doesn't give you any folders or anything like that. So I have used a program that you can go inside the SD card root and go into the ROMs and add your own ROMs. I'll put a link in the description for that to download, because it's essential really to be able to do it. I think if you're running Linux, you can just pop your SD card in and just bring up the folders normally. but it's not the case with Windows. But this is an incredible piece of kit, absolutely amazing, and for it to run Doom and Streets of Rage Remake has just sold it for me completely. Because I couldn't get it on the Raspberry Pi, it just wouldn't work, and people say, oh, you need to do this, this and this, and it didn't work, and I just gave up. But to have it on this little system is fantastic, and this screen is beautiful. The buttons are really responsive, really good. Like I say, if you hold select and press the black buttons, they will do the contrast, and the red buttons will do the volume up and down. There's so much more to go into on this. I can go on for hours, but I'm not going to. 100% recommended. I had no hopes for this whatsoever. The build quality is amazing. The screen is just top notch. I was expecting a really cheap generic screen, but it is beautiful quality. Even the lens is nice. It's not cheap looking. It's just absolutely brilliant. One downside to it is the sound, but you can't expect anything better really, because it's such a tiny system. The speaker's just tiny, so it's not going to be bassy or anything special. I bought this one from AliExpress, and I went to a seller that had already sold about 400 of them, and it was the right choice because it came, the shipping said it came from China, but it took 8 days to come. And on the, I've got the packaging here actually, and on the label it's got Royal Mail, but on the reverse side it's got the overseas thing, so I don't understand. Even the return address is in Middlesex, I think, which is a bit weird, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is this is well worth the money. I paid £21 for it. eBay, people on eBay are asking £35, £40 and upwards. There's various different options when I bought this. You can have the unit alone, just in its box. You can have the unit with a carry case, and you can have two choices of SD cards. One was the 8GB and one was the 16GB. I chose the 8GB version because I thought that would handle all the ROMs I needed. I put all the Game Boy Color, Mega Drive, Master System, SNES, NES. I went to put Game Boy Advance on, I didn't have enough memory, so if you want pretty much all the handhelds and 16-bit, 8-bit consoles, I would recommend a 16-bit card, and that'll fit everything on. Overall, there is no downside. This is an absolute beauty, and I recommend getting it from AliExpress. If you can wait 8 days, 21 quid, absolute bargain. It's worth well more than that in my opinion, and I'm actually going to use it quite a lot, I think, because it's got everything I want on it. Doom, Wolfenstein 3D, which I haven't tried, but I mean, if Doom runs on it, that's going to run on it no problem. Streets of Rage Remake was an absolute seller for me. I didn't know it was on there until now. And plus all your 16-bit ROMs and 8-bit ROMs, and they play perfect. They don't sound perfect because it's mono. Some games you will notice it won't be correct, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Definitely buy it. If you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it and buy it. I 100% recommend this.